right. Put your ears in.
Yep.
I know what's going on.
Here we go.
So another episode.
Welcome to another episode of the American Beer Review Podcast.
Good times with good friends requires good beer. Lucky for us, we know how to pick all three.
We're a group of friends who grew up in the Pacific Northwest, giving us a jump start on our craft beer journey.
Join us today while Brian... I pride myself on not getting to know other people, so do not put that on me.
Alec. So the bananas up until like the 60s were an entirely different species of banana?
And Chad. It hit me like a wrecking ball.
Review some beer, talk about beer topics, and whatever else comes up. We invite you to pour yourself a drink and hang out with us.
Bringing it back local this time around. I was telling Chad before I got here.
Tell me before you got here, before
you got here.
I was going to say.
I guess Chad can tell us what beer we're drinking, kick it off, and then I'll tell my little story and we'll...
Cacao, bitches. We're drinking the Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing.
So a new...
What is
a
old
new
is
Men's
new.
Room beer.
What is old
Yes.
is new again. Sort of, technically. We were young men when we first encountered the Men's Room, and now we're old men re-encountering the Men's Room.
Yeah, because the first one's
That's going to sound really
It was
weird for people who don't know what the Men's Room is.
so it's
This isn't for the national audience. We're getting hyper-local.
We're not talking about a bathroom.
No. We're doing no explaining. We're just going to rip it. Rip it.
Really? No explaining?
Yeah, because the first Men's Room,
So we're gonna explain it.
which is a afternoon drive time radio show
Yes.
on KSW.
so in Seattle and then syndicated now.
Yeah, and they're doing kind of a podcast. But like when we were brand new drinkers,
Oh, I mean,
Younger than that,
high school.
probably. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
close. Maybe not quite.
Yeah.
But close to 20 years.
but growing up, hitting the drive time, and it was there was the rock station, and what was it? Every day they did a toast.
yeah, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 o'clock toast. This kind of celebrating.
They could work there
Well, and we met them.
many times.
Yeah, I was going to say several times in different forms and spent time with them, and that we will not go into today at your instead. You're welcome to.
No, that's when we have the patron, we can do those stories on that.
Yeah.
But
I can subscribe.
I have a Men's Room drinking team
Oh, sure.
shirt that I have not seen in at least 10 years, and drove my wife crazy this morning as I'm digging through
Trying to
everything,
find
trying to find it. I think I may know where it is now. It wouldn't fit at this point, so I'm in my throwback Seahawks jersey. That hurts to say too.
What, that it's a throwback?
That this is a throwback jersey.
Dude, I mean, that's almost...
Don't tell them how old it is.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I was in college when we went to that Super Bowl.
Yup.
But anyways,
But so Men's Room, they had a beer.
it was.
Still have, right? Or did it?
No, I'm assuming it's gone now
Yes.
because of this change. That's my assumption. That because otherwise, why? Because the other brewery did different versions.
Okay.
So my assumption is it is no longer in existence, that this became the
The new
replacement. For whatever reason, I don't know.
Because the other one was Men's Room Red,
Yes.
and this is the Men's Room IPA.
Yes, and they've had different Men's Room styles.
Oh,
they've
okay.
done like a blonde, or they've done a different thing. They've done Men's Room Black. They've had
that's
different
right.
versions. Okay, you've had things you wanted to say for a while.
I was just going to read the flavors that went into this one.
Please do.
New approach to classic style. This is hop varieties Idaho 7 and Bravo, which pack a punch of flavors such as mango, pineapple, tangerine, and juicy fruit.
If you need.
5.8% ABV and tempered bitterness profile. This baby is ready to rock.
And a portion of all proceeds
That's what it's
from
trying
this
to.
beer go to local Fisher houses.
And that's something they've always done with
Yes.
their beer.
And I remember listening to him there. So if we hadn't have done that, we'd be retired now.
Oh, If the money had gone to them
Yeah.
instead of to the Fisher House,
Yep.
yeah,
Instead of charity, they're like, well, we're doing a good thing,
yeah,
trying to help out the community, and they obviously still are.
Yeah.
But if we just
put
kept
that money in our
money,
pocket,
we would
yeah.
not be here.
Well, you know what? I am shocked that gentlemen who made their lifestyle drinking beer helped create a craft. I don't know how much between them and Black Raven it was, but this is a very tasty beer.
I highly doubt that the men of the men's room went on and were like, so we're thinking this many pounds of grain. We're thinking at this point we're gonna add in some hops and we're doing a whirlpool to flame out. And then I really doubt that. What I can imagine is, hey, we want to make it an IPA. Okay, we'll make it. They're also not like IPA drinkers necessarily, so they are realizing IPA is the flavor and the style that's gonna maybe sell, maybe get even more donations, but they're gonna go in and say, here's what we want in an IPA. I can tell you, number one, that probably the alcohol level is a thing that they were probably on, is saying, hey,
Dial back.
let's rein it in a little bit and not have a 7 point something IPA, but like bringing it down to a 5.8, solid.
Yeah.
Like even just from opening it, you can smell a little more like fruitiness, like getting like that. This is not going to be, from what I can tell from just the aroma, this is not your like piney West Coast IPA. You're thinking otherwise?
From this pour,
You may be able to justify this as I haven't tasted it. The smell, you could call this probably West Coast. Well, and it's from Black Raven.
Well, yeah,
Right.
but it doesn't mean every IPA they're going to make is full on West
No,
Coast.
no.
Or,
no, but
So my guess would be Black Raven came up with a flight.
yeah, you're right. It's not a piney though. It's like more like a dank, like
yeah.
which also kind of fits the men's room.
They probably came up with like a flight. Hey, you're looking at beers. Do a tasting.
Yeah.
Which one do you like? We'll lean in with that one. But yes, they're not crap brewers.
doing it. No.
feel free to correct us, men room, if we're talking out of our ass here.
Oh, if D. Ted Smith
I know.
came up with the recipe in
He
his
should-
apartment,
He should have been saying it.
right?
Ted Smith came up with this recipe in a cave with a box of scraps. It's an Iron Man reference. Not a Dune reference.
I might have actually known that one, but not until you said it.
I love the way it pours. Like it looks like
Yeah. It
Like-
is.
if
It's
you just
clear.
if
Clear
it just
IPA.
if it just said beer on the can you poured this, like this looks like
There was a bar that I used to go to that had a tap that just said beer, and I still to this day have no. I
Idea
don't,
what it was.
I don't know if I. It might have been Oli, but it was just like the tap handle was just beer.
Yeah.
It's still not as good as so
the tap handle wasn't wrong.
there has been Men's Room Original Red, Men's Room Black, which was a Imperial Red Ale, Men's Room Gold, Men's Room Original Single Hop Golden Ale, Original Ale Single Hop Comet, a Pumpkin Ale,
Oh, they got in the pumpkin game?
Men's Room Original Ale, and then and then obviously this one. So I've had the black, I've had the gold, I've had the red, but I did not check in the black, but I know I've had it.
Yeah, this could get away with the West Coast.
I disagree. It's too fruity.
You think so?
Yeah, if there was a little more pine in it. But
Even the finish?
but for an so
As a more everyday drinking IPA, this is,
as an everyday get home from work, 5 o'clock, crack a can, down the whole of bitchola, love it.
it's right. I mean, you get enough of the other stuff, but yeah, it's not overly piney. It's not like earthy.
I'm not overwhelmed by it. Like
Right.
I got after it just to see.
Oh,
Like a
take it.
multiplicative. Well, a lot of syllables.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot happening there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad about it.
God,
Well,
it's
wait,
so
I was
it's
gonna
so close to.
relate it to a fridge.
Let's see, we got a little time. Let
Yeah.
it breathe. This is so close to a gold nail for me, without some of the resin and dankness.
I mean, I guess
I
see
get
that.
more. It's like what you're saying. It's like an everyday IPA, but I'm getting more everyday drinkability out of it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying of like, and not that you can't
This is a
can't
spice.
drink like a Northwest IPA that way, but like this has more viability for the every person.
Well, 5.8.
Well, yeah,
That
and the
too.
flavor
Yeah.
wise too, though.
That's what I'm saying. The conjunction of that is
Mm-hmm.
we just had beers a lot higher ABV that went down a lot smoother.
True.
Beers in air quotes.
Grassy. That's a descriptor they put on here, but like it's not one that I think of. But that's it. It's
That's
almost
what
like
it is. That's what it is.
and it's we called it like almost a dankness, but it is like that. It's a grassy like.
That earthy,
But
grassy.
different, yeah. The grass is like the specific.
I like it.
I think it's a good one. I think it's pretty solid. It would be interesting to see as more people, as it comes around. The red ale was very popular,
Yes.
sold
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Not well liked by actual like
Beer drinkers.
correct.
Yep.
Like people I know who like in distribution or just are beer nerds, like weren't big fans of it. I mean,
That was it was an odd, like,
the style of
yeah,
why
not
that.
to, like, I love what they do, but that was a weird style to have for
I didn't.
kind of the tempo of the show, like
Yeah.
Ziggy Zaggy. Like, I always thought, why didn't they ever do a Pilsner?
Yeah, I think
Or something that you're crushing.
right. That's what the
I
gold
don't.
was supposed to be, I
Yeah.
think. But the amber is, I think, the idea of it being like that blend of being the lighter beer. Like an amber is to me like a gateway to craft beer, where you're very light in some flavor. You're adding a little maltiness. You're not overdoing it with the hops, and you're getting that little bit different that can kind of ease somebody in. And it's also like it's not just a crusher. Like it's not just a American light lager doing that sort of thing. So
Yes, and not to disparage the original red. This is far superior, in
yeah,
my opinion.
I checked it in one time in 2015 and never again. I'm sure I've had it other times, but like
But this is one that I see. I know I saw the red back in the day on tap.
oh yeah,
But I could see more
I would-
universal acceptance of this on tap. This
I
is a
would
good
probably-
on tap IPA.
depending on where I would order this on tap. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever ordered the
Original. Yeah,
No.
original red, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, how much is that to our friends at Black Raven for consistently producing
Yeah.
excellent
and
beer?
not that the old brewery,
Did anything wrong.
but it just fits.
We did a full flight of Black Raven, unintended. And none of them were bad. I haven't had a bad Black Raven beer.
Oh, I had their.
Don't talk shit about them now.
No, sorry, no, it's just that's not what I meant. I had the Dimensions, the watermelon mint.
The weird stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I had that one.
Did you like it?
It was interesting,
But you know what
it's,
you
I
know
knew
what you're
I
getting
was,
into.
and it's the reason why I didn't buy a full 4-pack ever.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Is it alternate dimensions?
Something like that.
It's alternate dimension.
Tacoma Boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really great craft beer
Did
section.
you
It's
get
like
pots while you were at Tacoma Boys too?
2 for 1.
surprisingly really good beer selection, and they have their own cans, like
For
individual.
years.
Yes.
Sleeper beer selection.
Yes, and it's one of those that like it's just a little bit of a pain to get to from my house, but it's super actually close. It's just because the Costco traffic and like some other
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
like
yeah.
going by the mall.
Yeah.
But like, and actually, the problem is getting out of there.
You go
There's no easy way to get back to my direction. I gotta like, yeah,
it's-
exactly.
It's quicker to go the one Tacoma off Highway 60
Probably.
than to go to that one.
Yeah. So,
They owe me money.
but the one in Tacoma. Oh, but they had a mystery box.
Okay.
They have multiple boxes sitting outside of the beer cooler, and it just says $25 for a box.
We used to do that at...
And it was like, $30 to $40 value.
Yeah.
And I was like, there are literally tons of great beers. Tons that I'm looking at here. And I just kept looking at the dang box.
Yeah.
There could be anything in that
I know.
box.
And so I bought a box. I bought like a can of something I wanted to think, and then I bought a box. And so the alternate dimensions was in there. So it was... And
It's very tasty.
yeah, I think I will...
King Citrus Crown was made out of alternate dimensions watermelon mint sour.
The timing of what I drank it, I think I had it like, actually not bad, like with tacos or something for dinner, but like it really should have been like a post lawn mowing or like a...
It's a good late brunch. I liked it late brunch. It's also a weekend lunch, like just after a sandwich.
Yeah, the mint was a little bit...
Yeah. It's also poolside. That's a poolside crush.
Well, yeah, that's not winter beer. At all.
No,
that's
I
not,
had
that's
like
not the inside beer.
a couple weeks ago.
No.
Yes, that's the thing.
Which a couple weeks ago could
Sun's
have either
out.
been 70 degrees or 40 degrees and rain. Where Washington's still deciding what it wants to do right now.
That's fine. Don't come here to vacation.
No, it's
Don't
terrible. It's miserable.
No, come here vacation. Spend your money. Keep our...
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
go
yeah,
visit as
yeah,
many
yeah.
breweries as you
Yes,
can.
please.
Then go home.
Mhm.
We will tell you which breweries to go to, depending on where you're at.
Oh.
What you like.
For sure.
There was a guy I know that was visiting from Montana, and he came for a Kraken game, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and we went to some breweries," and I was like, "Totally not." And I was like, "Tell me more. Like, which ones? What'd you do? Like, oh, did you go to this one uptown? Or did you go to this one by the water? Like, what'd you like?" I think it kind of like
Overwhelmed. I don't know, man. We went to the one
I
right next
went-
to the stadium.
Yeah. I went to one. I had some Coors Light.
You know, you did.
All right. Frigid?
Or do we have something else going on first?
I don't think so. This is just a reviewer.
The way he paused like that, I wasn't sure.
He's stunned into silence and having another stroke.
This is staying in my fridge.
The
It's
3
been-
cans you have left?
Yeah, and I'll probably go grab another 6-pack. This, I want to be able to grab a can of this.
I think this is
At all
one.
times.
I've kind of done it now more with like some pale ales with my cutting back on IPAs, but like always having something with a little like hoppiness. Because the problem is like cutting back on IPAs. What's the most common thing you're going to get? Otherwise, like stouts and dark beers. And there's only so much that I can do of that. Don't get me wrong, I love the dark beers, but like
We need
at some point,
You need that little bit of hops just to clean the palate.
yeah. And so this actually seems like a pretty solid, like, of having that always around. Like it is, and it's one that you can, I think, give to just about anybody unless they are very, very, very anti-IPA.
Hops.
But like, even like a summer day sitting outside, this will be kind of nice. You can have a 5.8. Like, I don't know if I will, but you could at least have a few. You're getting a little bit better at that. And it's not a flavor that's there's nothing that's gonna burn you out.
Mm-mm.
No.
Like, maybe after 3 or 4, but like, it's not like some of those IPAs where you're like, that I just like
Well, how many beers have you
roasted
had
my palate.
where you go like, I'll have a pint of this,
Yeah.
and this is one that, it's not. Yeah, I would go back for a second.
Yeah, easily. So,
I'm not going to house it like a
Light beer.
light beer.
Yeah.
But I could definitely, if you're in the mood, or if you just get home and you're in the mood, I'll have 2 or 3. But I'm not going to have that. Like, I purposely have been crushing this one, and I'm not giving that overwhelming hopness.
yeah.
I think I've kind of talked about in the past where there's that additive effect. It goes away. I really fucking like it.
Yeah.
No, this would be a good, easy IPA go-to to have in the fridge.
it's like a grab to go to somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
like
yes.
going
Yes,
to like a
yes,
summer like barbecue
Yeah.
or something like that. Like this is a perfect grab a 6-pack and just roll.
Knowing that you're probably only going to have one or two because people are going
People
to
are
take some
gonna
of
grab it,
yours,
do
you're going to be stealing
Yeah.
some of theirs, and yeah.
But it's cool looking can. I like the blend of the logos
Yeah.
on there. The Black Raven and the Men's Room logo. So, cool. Any other thoughts on these ones, guys? Brian, you got to go bottoms up on that.
Yeah, should we
That is not
should
happening.
we do the classic sign out? I forgot what the beginning part of it was.
I have not a clue. It's been I listened to Ted's podcast, but I have not listened to the radio.
Sorry, guys.
Well, so how about this?
Down the hole up. Ditch hole
How
up.
about we end it? Our glasses. Sorry, I'm going to steal your thunder.
Go for it.
Our glasses are empty.
Almost. I'll get tricking.
Well, down the hola, bitchola.
Get you next time.
Ah! Nice. You got some gems in there.
If you've enjoyed what you just heard, make sure you subscribe to get new episodes when they drop, and don't forget to leave us a review. If you want to see what we're drinking when we're not on the pod, you can follow us on social media at ABR Review. Feel free to send us any beer suggestions that we can make Chad go buy off of Tavour.